name's Joseph Hayton. I'm a stone carver and sculptor based at the King Street Workshops at Pateley Bridge. I've been up here for over 9 years now. The thing that attracted me to this place is it's a site dedicated to craftspeople and makers for the best part of 30 years. So it's got a returning client base that want to commission works of art, and the great thing about this particular site is you can see the works being made as well as have the gallery areas, the showroom as well. So, and you can meet the artists and discuss projects. I mainly work to commission, but in between the commissions I do my own personal work as well. And then within my own personal work there's a few branches of things I do. So mainly figurative stuff, but that branches off a little bit. So yeah, it's a real mixture. When I first came up here to the King Street Workshops, probably after I'd been here for about a year or two, I got I entered a competition, a local competition, to do a piece of public artwork for Pateley Bridge, and that was based on the history of this area. So it ended up being 3 pillars of sandstone with figures carved into them and emerging from them, and there was a lead miner, a shepherd and a monk, all carved within these stones. So that's kind of a local job. It was a good job to do because it's quite a big project for the time. I'd only just started in business and I got this fairly big project, you see. So that was a nice start to things. I have lots and lots of ideas. Some of those ideas are little words and some of them are visual, and those ideas, a bit like jigsaw pieces, they end up going together and becoming something, becoming something physical. So I guess I enjoy the whole thing. I enjoy thinking about it, putting it into practice, and then making the thing. But I also enjoy the being commissioned, because being commissioned is quite nice because the customer, some customers are very specific, but a lot of the time they've got a rough idea. They like some work of mine that they've seen, and they say, I like that, but can I do my version of it? And it's nice to work to a brief, and make the customer happy, and that's a nice side of things as well. Because obviously with my personal work, you make that and you display it or you sell it, try and sell it at a gallery. It's all a bit slower, but obviously the good thing about getting commissioned is you get paid at the end. So it's a bit more immediate, yeah. With the bronze side of things, I make clay models and then make the moulds in-house here, and then the moulds go to a foundry, and then the foundry then takes over that process, gets a wax out of that mould, and then uses that to cast in bronze, which I'm involved with. I go up to the foundry and help kind of monitor the process to see, just keep checking on it all the way through. So that takes a long time. So it's all very long. Usually jobs take months and months to do. So none of it's quick, unfortunately. On the stone side of things, I use a little bit of marble, but I mainly use Portland limestone, which is a really good stone to carve, and it's quite a well-known stone in the UK really. Most of London's made out of Portland limestone. It's a nice white limestone that can be carved well, carved nicely. I tend to work a lot by hand, so with a mallet and chisel. I do have power tools and pneumatics, but I really enjoy working by hand, just the traditional way, which is obviously slower, but it just feels right really. And Portland limestone lends itself well to that because it's not too hard. I was always, naturally inclined towards artwork at school. So I mean, we all did art at school as children, but I really took to it, and seemed to be relatively talented at a young age at drawing and painting and clay work, like all kids get to experiment with. But then when I got to when you can pick, I can't remember what year you're in, but you can pick your lessons, and I always picked art and design and where I could, and then I ended up staying at sixth form to do art and sculpture. But what I wanted to do is actually get making things and get into the world of, not into the world of work, but just get an apprenticeship really. So I found stonemasonry to be a nice happy medium between the artistic side of things and this practical side of things. Yeah, so I've always known about the workshops up here at Pateley Bridge, and when I was at that point where I was not really enjoying masonry at all anymore, I wanted to try and get into doing carving for people and doing commissions for people. So there just happened to be one empty, so I came up here and met the council and thought, well, I'll give it a go, you know. So, and that was, it'll be 10 years at Christmas I've been up here, and this is the third unit I've had up here as well. So I was Unit 2, then Unit 9, and then I've just moved to Unit 3, so I've been around the board. So I ended up with a big unit now. So started off thinking I want to be a stonemason and went to college to do that. And then when I was doing that, I thought, well, I really want to be a stone carver and do the more intricate work. And then working for myself doing stone carving, I've realised that I actually want to be a sculptor. So that's evolved as well. I'm very interested in figurative sculpture, you know, public statues and that kind of thing, bronze statues, and, you know, large scale stone pieces, but mainly in the figurative sculpture ilk, but, you know, in my own style really, which I am working on in the background in between commissions. So that's the kind of, you know, ultimate aim, which I think it's going all right.